Hey guys, it's Elle. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about foundations. All about foundations, how to pick them out, how to apply them, everything you need to know, the 101 on foundations. Also too, we're going to be talking about different types of foundations. I really want to give you like the best I can overall scope to help you start with the basic, which is foundation. All right, so please subscribe if you haven't. If you are new, welcome, welcome. Please give me a thumbs up for this video so I know to make more beginner videos, 101 we're gonna call this, because it really helps me out. All right, so let's dive into this. So on a recent video I did all about a very easy beginner's eyeshadow tip, which was like 3 easy steps. I'll link it below if you guys haven't seen it. You guys really liked that video, and I know that you guys have been asking me for more beginner tips, but one thing I saw reoccurring on that video was, this is awesome, Elle, but I don't even know how to like pick out a foundation. I don't even know what the difference between all of them are. I don't even know how to apply it. Like, can you start from the beginning? And I was like, okay, so I thought about this for a long time, and I'm thinking to myself, how can I convey this to you guys without actually having your faces, your skin type, your face shape, you know, sensitivities, really knowing your skin. So bear with me here. I'm going to try to cover the whole spectrum and see what we can get done. So let's start out with the different types of foundation and maybe kind of categorize them to help you decide which one is for you. I got some notes here because I wanted to be organized and thorough with you guys. Okay, so as you know, there are so many different foundations, it could make your head spin, and it makes my head spin, frankly. In my kit, I carry liquid foundations, airbrush foundations, sometimes depending on what it is or who the client is, and then also cream foundations. And there are different reasons for it, but not everybody, normal person, everyday person does not need all of that. So there is foundations that are called matte foundations, there are luminous foundations, there are long-wearing foundations. I'm moving my mirror here because I have them all laid out in front of me. There are cushion foundations, tinted moisturizers, CC creams, pro matte. There are things called sheer facial tints. There are stick foundations. There are BB creams. There are things that are called airbrush away foundations. There are cream foundations. Okay, so how do you navigate around any of this? I'm gonna start here. Cream foundations. These, in my opinion, now again, this is all my opinion, this is all my experience, so if you have a different experience, please share that below, comment below, so we can all share our experiences, because your comments really help other people out as well. They give a different point of view, a different perspective. So these are by RCMA. There are tons of cream foundations. Basically, these are pure pigments. These are going to be hard to work with if you are a beginner to makeup, because they take some effort blending. You have to usually mix them with an oil or a moisturizer. They're also used to custom blend foundation. So you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you get your custom blend foundation. So if it was me and you're a beginner and you're like, I don't even know how to pick out my foundation, I would steer away from potted cream foundations until we get a little bit more advanced, and maybe you can have fun with that. All right, so then we're going to talk about stick foundations. Okay, this is just by Kevin Aquan. This is by Tom Ford. Obviously, you know there are so many out there. Makeup Forever, Benefit. I mean, there are so many stick foundations. Now, these stick foundations usually are going to be for more I shouldn't say that, more for normal to dry. These have a tendency in formula on average, not all, but on average, to be more oily based, more luminous. These are also going to be able to be sheared down or full coverage. So that might be something that's cool for you guys. So you've seen me use quite a bit Benefits Play Sticks. I use them for full coverage, and I also use them for like an everyday use. It's just about the amount you put on. Okay, so maybe 1, 2, 3 stripes, all you're going to use, and that just kind of blends into the skin, and that's your, you know, your very light coverage. But if you really go into it, it can really give you full coverage. So these are really multi-purpose and multi-use, but again, they have a tendency to be more for that normal to dry skin type. All right, so let's talk about CC creams and BB creams. I don't know, I'm trying to put this nicely because all of these brands are my friends and they have been so generous to me. But in my opinion, in some instances, they're a lot about marketing. They're just trying to find a different way to market to you guys and to different needs, I guess. So this is Juice Beauty's CC cream. This is Burt's Bees BB cream. So let's talk about the difference between BB creams and CC creams. So the difference between a BB cream and a CC cream is a BB cream is actually an Asian import. It's from Asia, that came out there first. And it basically combines SPF usually and some skincare ingredients. So BB creams are to balance your skin out. So basically, it's not supposed to be a full coverage foundation. They're supposed to just kind of give you a nice wash of color, very similar to a tinted moisturizer, but they have a tendency to be a little less in coverage. They also usually contain, like I said, skincare ingredients like antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, that is kind of a combination of skincare and foundation, which is different from a typical tinted moisturizer. Now, the CC cream, there's a very subtle difference between the CC and the BB. The CC stands for color correcting, and they usually have a technology inside of them that's going to help balance and even out your skin tone. So some are going to correct, you know, sallowness, some are going to help brighten the skin. A lot of them usually have light reflecting properties, so when the light hits your face, it kind of deflects the light and deflects the eye from the imperfections. CC creams are usually usually slightly lighter than BB creams in foundation in coverage than BB creams. And usually CC creams are a little bit fluffier in texture. But again, we're talking about minimal coverage here, minimal coverage. Now, I want to talk about this because this is something that's different. This is the Better, Your Skin But Better by IT Cosmetics CC Full Coverage cream. It's hard for me to say because it's like it's a mouthful. So this literally is a combination between a CC cream, a BB cream, and a full coverage foundation. So this is kind of the best of both worlds, and this is one of the only products that I have ever seen that combines all of these together. So CC cream means it has basically, like we just talked about, some sort of light reflecting properties, which this one really doesn't, but it has some sort of properties in it to even out your skin tone. And then it also has skincare ingredients in it, which is the BB cream, which is the BB in it. And then it's a full coverage foundation. So, you know, whatever you want to do, but this is a full coverage foundation with skincare ingredients and also helps even out texture and color correct and all that type of stuff. Now, CC creams, don't expect them to be doing this full color correction. It's just a slight helping you out, okay? All right, let's move on to Luminous, and where's my other one? Oh, I have so many foundations out here, I can't even see where anything is. All right, so this is the matte foundation by Fiona Styles. You know I've used the Luminous one quite a few times. Now, matte, obviously pretty easy, means matte. So that's made for my, you know, oily girls, or you can combine it. If you have combination skin, you can combine it with a luminous foundation like you see I do a lot, and it'll give you kind of the best of both worlds. But the matte finish does not mean anything about coverage. It just means about the finish of the foundation. So, for example, this Moisture Tint by Jouer, it's a matte moisture. It's a matte tinted moisturizer. One of my favorites, favorite. My oily girls out there, if you're looking for a matte tinted moisturizer, this is gold. So basically, obviously, it means usually that it's oil-free and meant for my oilier skin types. All right, now, the luminous finish basically means kind of glowy, moisturized, dewy, and obviously that is meant for my normal to dry skin types. Now, let's talk about long-wearing foundations. Long-wearing foundations like Born This Way by Too Faced, Makeup Forever has a really long-wearing one, so does MAC, Lock It Foundation by Kat Von D. These are all meant for people that have problems with their foundation slipping off. So usually that's my oily girls or my combination girls. So if you're gonna reach for a foundation that has a long wearing capability into it, it is normally going to be full coverage, and it is something that is going to last you all day long if applied properly. So these, in my opinion, are not something that you would reach for every day, okay? These are something that is for a special occasion or going out or dinner or something that you know that you don't really want to touch up, but you just want to look really put together. Last two things I want to talk about. I hope this is helpful. Please comment below and let me know if this is helpful. If there's anything that you want me to kind of go more in depth with, let me know. Comment below. Is cushion foundations and powder foundations. So I have used MAC Studio Fix forever. That foundation, a lot of people, that's how they start with makeup, is to use just a powder foundation all over. Or that's how they set their makeup if they like a full coverage. And pressed powders are what they are. They are a foundation that's in a powder form that you put all over your face. Would I suggest someone with a dry skin type to use a powder foundation? No. That is going to absolutely exaggerate pores. It's going to make your skin look even drier. I would suggest it for somebody that is looking for a very light kind of wash of coverage over the face. And well, actually Studio Fix has a heavy coverage. So, but it's more for my oily girls that have a tendency to get shiny, and that powder in that product is going to help absorb the oils on your face. Now, cushion foundations, I think, oh, please don't hate me for saying this, I just think they're not great. I don't get it. Please comment below if I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't tried the right ones, but cushion foundations usually are a tinted moisturizer type of a situation, and they're usually meant for normal to dry skin types. I just don't get it. The puff that comes with it, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Somebody help me out there. So yeah, sorry. There's something called facial tints, which are basically SPF with a very small amount of tint to it. This one is by Osmotics. It's beautiful. It's something that I would wear to the beach or by the pool, because this has an SPF of 45, and then It Cosmetics just came out with one too that I'll be doing a video hopefully on soon. Well, let me know if you guys want it or not. But they're just more, tint means that it is just tinted with a little bit of foundation. It is not a foundation. It is mostly skincare and SPF. All right, so let's talk about how to apply your foundation for different types of coverage. This is going to be personal, all right? This is going to be something that you're going to have, back up real quick. When you go to a store like Sephora, get a couple samples of the foundations you're looking at and try them on. Also, try them on your neck right here, going into your chest. Do not just do it here. It needs to go from here and into your chest, because you want this to match this. And if you're just trying to match your face, sometimes our faces are lighter or darker than the rest of our body, so that is a good rule of thumb to swatch from here to here or here to here. I like to swatch from here to here because this is what you're trying to match, all right? Okay, let's go move forward. So applying foundation is going to be, like I said, up to you. You're going to have to figure it out the way that you like it done, but I'm going to give you general rules. When you use your fingers, you're going to get usually a heavier coverage of foundation, whether you're using a tinted moisturizer, a full coverage moisturizer, a full coverage foundation, a tint, whatever it is. There's nothing to soak up the product, so whatever you apply is going right on your skin. Brushes like this. Some people apply it with brush. Don't mind that this is dirty, but apply it with this. Brushes, this. A foundation brush. In my opinion, that's going to be a medium to full coverage. Most of the time it's going to be a medium coverage, but these new guys that are out right now give a nice full coverage sometimes. Just depends, again, how much product you put on the brush or the sponge or your hands. So it's really all about working in small amounts. And then, of course, where are you? Here you are. And then, of course, the Beauty Blender, which is my preferred method because I like to shear my foundations out a little bit before they go on my skin. So this is going to be a little bit wet. You can use a triangle sponge, and that's going to add to shearing that foundation out. So it's going to be, that's so personal, and that's so hard for me to talk about because it is so personal. But I'm going to talk to you about right now, I'm going to show you how I like to apply my foundation for every day and the foundation type that I reach for. So I'm going to use the Laura Geller Spackle Treatment. This is it's a primer. Hers is tinted, and I apply this with my fingers. I like to push this into my fingers because I also like to have control of where it's going. But it's a tint. Again, this is not coverage. If you are looking for something that doesn't have a lot of coverage, but you definitely want a primer and then maybe put a little powder over it, this is a great product for you. But I like this because it gives just a little bit of something, a little bit of coverage. And then I just kind of work this all over the face. All right, so then I will either reach for a Beauty Blender or a brush. And I usually go for a regular foundation. Not matte, not luminous, just a regular standard foundation. I usually use a stick. That is, I'm gonna be totally truthful. I usually use a stick. It's usually Benefit's Play Stick, but these, since it's winter, these have a tendency to be a little bit oilier. These are the Tom Ford ones, and I just kind of push it into my skin. Now, I sometimes do this, and I'll put, this is a brand called My Makeup Brush Set. It works pretty cool. It's not my favorite thing. But like if I'm in a really big hurry, this is what I do. And did you see the little amount of product I put on? I mean, it's so little, you can still see my skin through it. All right. And then I'm going to take this just so you guys can see the other side, and it's with a Beauty Blender. So I usually like cream foundations like I just did with a brush to move it around. And then I go with the Beauty Blender and I just kind of go like this. All right, y'all. That is basically how my foundation is every day, and this is what I reach for. Like I said, I usually use the Benefit's Play Sticks, and then, what do I do? Okay, and then I will do my concealer. You guys have seen me do this a million times. All right, so the face is basically done. And that's the products that I normally do. And I'll tell you that I am combination to normal to dry. My face spans different types, I guess, throughout the year. So I find using a stick foundation is one of my best friends. So because I can also really amp it up. I can a lot of coverage or a little bit of coverage. So look at, you guys can totally see my skin. It doesn't look overly done or weird. But that is exactly how I would do my foundation every day, all day. Or, you know, I would go in with either my YSL Touche Éclat foundation or my Matchco foundation because these are all very sheer foundations. They're not super heavy coverage. There's something I feel comfortable in, and there's something that I feel that people can look at me and not look at my makeup. All right, so that's basically it. I'm gonna go finish a little bit of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I did the rest of my makeup. I also just did a video on how to set your face to pick out the powders that you want for your skin, and I will link that below, but it will come out after this video, and you can see how I did all of this, and hopefully that will help you out as well. But don't forget to subscribe and like. It really helps me out. I appreciate you guys so much. And again, please comment below. Let me know what else you want, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.